Okay, you ready?
You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm born ready.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Turn up this podcast.
I'm in this for the money and the pussy, and they're both falling off the trees.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 139 of the Reasonable Doubt Podcast. As always, we are your hosts, Eric C. Griff
And Chicka J Money.
Wagwan Brethren. We're back. We never left, but we're back. Back at it.
To all the champion bossy people in the world listening to this podcast. Come around, take time out your day, come listen to us.
You're listening to RDP 139.9 FM.
I don't know why
Where it's
other people not listening, not partaking on this podcast. Come listen to our podcast with us, yeah.
partake. That's a really good patois word.
Yeah.
Partaking.
Yeah. It's good.
What's shaking? What's partaking? What's happening?
I gotta get this off my chest.
Right off the hop. Coming in hot.
Fucking Hurricane Milton.
Yeah. That was nuts.
Dude. Weather manipulation.
No.
I'm on board with this.
Why?
Dude, how deep of a dive did you go?
Pretty deep. I've known about this weather manipulation thing for a while.
Okay,
like a year.
we know because they used to just put it on the news.
Like you could cloud seed.
There's cloud seeding, and there is they've been experimenting with weather manipulation for a long time.
Yeah.
With magnetic pulling.
Why would you make a hurricane?
Why
would you make
I don't think they made the hurricane. I think they drew did you see it sudden divert from path? It's an abnormal path diversion. That's what they're concerned about.
And
it should have continued up the coast is what made sense, and it drew in hard.
okay, because what I've understood, the theory that I've understood is the Jewish elite are creating intense weather patterns to kill people in conservative states.
Really?
That's what I've heard. That's why they're like, that's why the woke hurricane hit Florida to kill a bunch of Republicans. I don't know.
Okay, but what's the point of that? To me doesn't make sense, because then what's the point? What, you're going to kill a bunch of Floridians?
Yes.
And the state is still going to vote conservative.
Yes.
Yeah,
because it's not going to target. There's liberal people in Florida.
Yeah.
It's not just going to specifically target.
Yeah, you're just killing Floridians.
Yeah.
They're still gonna be a red state.
Yeah.
If it comes out and it's a Democratic state, all of a sudden I'll be like, all right, maybe that was a little weird for the first time in 50 years.
But I don't know, if the Democrats can make hurricanes, why can't the Republicans?
Yeah, that's a poor argument. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's something bigger than that. But
It's bigger than that.
I think, yeah, I do. I think it's experimental weather manipulation. Also, I've seen all this stuff about that. They're like, man, proof of it is when you see the cloud lines going across the sky. Mm-hmm. That is not what that is. I got told by my friend, who is a physics expert.
Yeah.
And specifically has done a bunch of work with clouds and meteorology. And he's like, yeah, no, that happens because of gravitational waves.
Okay.
That's that has to do with the moon's effect on the Earth and water on Earth, including clouds.
If you go far enough back, we're just talking about chemtrails again. Do you remember that? That was a big thing?
This is the whole thing, is that chemtrails, back in the 50s, when planes started being a thing, there was research. This is legit. The chemtrails thing goes way too deep and psychotic, pretty quick.
Well, yeah.
The reality is, back then, scientists immediately we were like, oh, well, there is aluminum and stuff that ends up a substantial amount of aluminum dust and all this other shit that ends up in the smoke and ends up as a byproduct of combustion and combusting this gas.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not
emissions.
Normal fuel. It's emissions. So they were, way back then, 50s and 60s, there was tons of experiments to see if you can manipulate clouds based on that. If you introduced, aviation exhaust to a cloud bunch, that you could manipulate it. And they can.
Yeah.
That is a known thing. And we've known about this for a long time. So the chemtrails, like where it goes into that, it's fucking...
It's making people infertile.
Yeah, like all this stuff, like maybe. You know what I mean? There's plastics. We know microplastics are real now, legitimately has an effect on fertility. We know that's true.
Yeah, there's plastic in your balls.
And yeah, there's some stuff where it's like people talk about it like it's a huge conspiracy, and then it gives it less validity because it's like, no, that's just a fact.
Well, that's
like, it's not a conspiracy. Like that when they're like they're introducing microplastic now, like.
No, we just throw garbage out in the ocean.
Yeah, no, we just package everything in plastic because it's really, really effective. And and then we found out 40 years later, we're like, wow, that had some pretty negative effects, and we probably shouldn't have been doing this.
Yeah, it was like
and now we're moving towards like paper and back to metal and back to glass. You know, like glass is a big one.
The CFCs, you remember that? The aerosols.
Yeah,
that like blew that hole in the ozone, and we banned CFCs.
Can I just say this?
Yeah,
real quick. You can thank. What's his name? The fucking prime minister that everyone hates.
I don't know.
O'Brien?
What?
What's his name? O'Brien? Fucking, what's his last name?
What are you talking
what's his name?
Mulrooney?
Brian Mulrooney.
O'Brien Mulrooney?
Brian Mulrooney.
Our Irish... O'Brien Mulrooney, our Irish
As Irish as it gets. No, Brian Mulrooney, legitimately, you can thank him as much as people fucking hate him.
Yeah.
He is the start, middle, and end of how we stopped the fucking ozone being fucking blasted by nukes. Because he was like, hey, went to a UN meeting and was like, yeah, you guys need to be careful with aerosols and refrigerants. And like, put in Canadian legislation was like, this should be a template for the entire world on how to... Like, all developed nations in the world need to adhere to this to stop having ozone holes.
Yeah.
And then they did, and it was like, oh, yeah, look at that we fixed a bunch of holes already.
Yeah, like,
there's one huge one left over New Zealand, because New Zealand's a fake shithole.
Yeah, exactly.
But the rest of the world doesn't have ozone holes anymore.
It's like it's a really good example of, like, how the world can actually work together on some shit.
And that if we do change things, it heals.
Yeah.
It'll heal like what? Mulrooney was what, the 90s? Late 80s?
Yeah, it was like, a couple dozen years.
That wasn't that long ago, dude.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I think it also speaks to how fucking awful those CFCs were.
They were terrible, dude.
They're awful. It makes me laugh sometimes because, like, I wouldn't have known better in the time. But just, like, some awful shit that we did for a long time that, like, didn't really make sense. To be like, yeah, we can just burn all this shit. It goes away forever.
Yeah,
or
just
like
goes up in the air.
Even it was common or it was accepted knowledge for a while that if you shot a gun straight up, the bullet would go to space.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because there was like people would shoot guns in the air for fucking.
It's gone
for like celebrations and stuff. Like,
Pakistan still does that.
Yeah, they still do that, and they're like, and that bullet's gone forever, never coming back down.
Yeah,
ever. But it happens
except
in like
it falls on India.
Yeah, I think it happens in like L.A. every year on the 4th of July. People get hit by bullets coming down.
People have died. People have died. A lady died on the QEW maybe 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
Had her window open.
Yeah.
Had she had her window closed in her car, it wouldn't have happened. She's driving home. The old woman. Guy's out on the lake. Thinks he's far enough out. Shoots a gun.
At the QEW.
No, he's like way out on the lake.
Yeah. But in the direction of civilization.
Yeah, but it's miles out, right? So he's like, whatever. They said if she had her window closed, it wouldn't have done anything. The bullet came down and hit her right behind the ear in that soft spot and killed her. And they didn't even know. There was a solid, 40 minutes where they're like, we don't even know why she's dying. She's bleeding out of her ear. That's all they figured out.
Well, because obviously no one came up and shot her.
Yeah, right? But it was just enough to, thing, and just went in.
Man, imagine that's how you go.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. You're just, driving down the street.
Done. Had her window cracked. I
gotta say, that guy has to go down on the, sniper leaderboards.
Yeah, because, fuck, it'd be so far.
That'd be so far.
Yeah, for him to look and be like, oh, you can't even see the city. I'm going to shoot this gun.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have to be far enough.
How did they find out it was him?
He fessed up to it. He came in and was like...
I was shooting guns?
He came in and he heard about what it was on the news and went to the police station and was like, I could not see the city skyline. That's how far out on the lake I was. And I shot a gun and he gave them his rifle and was like...
Match it?
This is my gun. I shot it. And if I'm responsible, like, I don't feel okay about this. He was super responsible about it.
Damn.
Commendable on his part.
I don't think you go to jail for that.
I don't think he did. He probably
got slapped with something.
He got something for it. He got like a manslaughter charge with a reduced sentence and a bunch of home arrest.
Yeah, because
they were like, man, like, in theory, they tell you in the Canadian firearms course, like, over however much distance, like, and in any direction, if you shoot, there is civilization, right? Mm-hmm. So they tell you, like, if you can't see anything, that's safe to do so. You're not supposed to shoot it out on the lake, but at the same time, it's not a bad place to take a gun and shoot it to test it, which is what he was doing.
Yeah, but he obviously wasn't trying to shoot someone.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He was literally just trying out a gun and just shot it. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely get the first showing up, too, and, like, surrendering yourself. That's
being like, yeah, they would have never, ever found him. Never.
I don't think I'd say anything.
Dude, I honestly would be like, wow, damn, I probably killed that woman.
Yeah, if I saw it on the news, I'm like, cool, getting rid of that gun.
Yeah.
That's going in the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to dump that.
I'm going to take this apart and dump it in 4 different spots.
Yeah, like, seriously, that's why I think he got, like, such a reduced sentence.
Yeah, probably.
It was like, he walked in and literally was like, I think this is what happened.
To me, as a layperson who doesn't have a gun license, it seems a little reckless.
But, I mean, it's not really. It's not that reckless. Like, I've gone out and shot at a chunk of forest.
Yeah.
Many, many times, and nothing ever happens. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to shoot at, like, a backdrop. Mm-hmm. If you're on a lake and you can't even see land, it's like, I'm fucking good to go.
Yeah, I guess.
You can't see land. You can't see it.
I'm just wondering why he must have, like, arced it.
He must. That's what I think he said, is that he, like, shot a couple rounds in the water and then just, like, popped one off.
Yeah, because if you're shooting straight, that'll just fall into the lake.
It would eventually,
obviously.
yeah.
But he must have been like, bah! Like, straight up. Not straight up.
No,
like
he
45.
just shot out, yeah. And it was just, like, stupid.
Damn, I want to shoot a gun soon.
Dude, I keep offering. You can come out and shoot a gun anytime.
Okay.
You pick a day, we'll go shoot a gun.
We'll go shoot a gun?
Yeah, I'll bring both, like,
Do I not need a license to shoot your gun? Maybe this gets redacted. No, I don't need the RCMP.
If you're within arm's length, like within arm's reach, if I'm immediately present, like I'm right beside you,
grab it.
I can. Yeah, I have to be able to like grab the firearm and direct it.
Okay.
I think you're allowed to, as long as we're not hunting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're shooting, I can take you hunting with me.
Okay.
I can take you hunting with me if you have an H2, which is just their base hunting license, and I can give you my gun to use. Same thing, as long as I'm within arm's reach.
Okay, but like obviously, I don't get an amount.
No, you still do because you have a hunting license.
Oh, okay.
But it's you're meant to use a bow or whatever. But you can use my firearm under my license as long as I can like fucking basically hold your hand while you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
It makes a lot more sense
because
than like 50 feet.
It's reasonable to be like, yeah, well, do that. Because what if someone doesn't know if they want a gun or not?
Yeah, true.
You need a way to take them out and be like, do you like this? Do you like hunting?
But just the hand hovering.
Yeah.
Don't point it at the house. Ah, he's pointing it at the house.
Yeah, and you just like fucking point it down. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, yeah, let's fucking do it.
We should go shoot a gun. I think
I would love to shoot a gun.
Watch, we're going to get a message from my buddy that's an OPP officer that'll be like, you cannot do that.
Victoria Park, if you point it at the ground, you can shoot a gun.
No, there is firearm discharge regulations galore.
Yeah.
But you have to adhere to bylaws. And most places have a no firearm discharge bylaw.
Yeah.
Most like townships and stuff. You can't inside their township.
Ripping fucking shots
in
the town.
But some towns have, the guy will have fucking 10 acres inside town.
Oh, true.
Why not? But you can't if they have the bylaw.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I think there's something about noise, too. Like, guns are fucking loud.
That's why a lot of people, the south end of the city, like Scotland Drive and that, people were getting pissed because they used to be outside of London's township.
Okay. And
so they could hunt on their property. Most of those people out there own, like, acres of farms. So they could hunt on their property. Well, the bylaw became you can't discharge a firearm, and they got included in the city. They pushed the city boundaries, and they're like, fuck you.
It's goddamn America.
Well, it's
like, shoot a fucking gun in my
imagine
backyard?
being like, yeah, my family's lived on this farm for like 60 years, and then you expand nothing changes geographically out there. Nothing's changed. It's all still just farmland.
But it's just part of London
now. Part of London now. So
just shoot the gun, and if somebody comes, be like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
What do you mean?
They'll launch an investigation.
What would they investigate? If you pick up the shells and...
They'll go and find the bullet. They have dogs. They have dogs that'll sniff out rounds.
The bullet is in the deer that's drying.
Have you ever seen that?
The dogs that can smell bullets?
Dogs will sniff out a bullet.
Wow.
Yeah. Sniff out bullets and they sniff out cartridges.
I don't know how I feel about police dogs.
Fuck was that?
Cat's going nuts out there.
Why?
Because, like, they outrank me.
And for sheer intelligence?
No. No, they outrank me in everyday life. That's an officer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and, like, sometimes they're smart and can smell drugs and smell bullets, and sometimes they're dumb and just bite people and don't let go.
No, that's not. No, they're smart. Pretty much across the board. I would say... The bar for police dogs is higher than the bar for policemen.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
if a dog kills someone it's not supposed to, it gets put down.
Yeah, exactly. It dies.
If a policeman kills someone he's not supposed to, he gets paid vacation.
He gets paid vacation, yeah. Yeah,
I hope your buddy who's on the OPP is still listening.
I would say police dogs, like, don't make mistakes. Like, I bet you they're correct over 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, they rarely make mistakes.
It feels also barbaric that's like, oh, we need to, like, apprehend this robbery suspect. Get the dog to bite his ass. Like, send in the war dogs.
You ever seen them?
Yeah, they're fucking vicious,
dude.
man.
Yeah, but they're not that vicious. They're actually super friendly. It's just when they have a job to do, man. Their job's to attack.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'd rather get, like, boot fucked by a cop than a dog sent at me. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would too. Well, don't run. Don't run because they'll call it off. If you're like, I'm not running, they'll call it off. But if you start running, game on.
Yeah, I know, and our dog will outrun me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really quickly.
Oh, yeah, and they fucking hurt, man.
Yeah, they go...
Because they grab you, and they wing around and throw you to the ground. They're better at takedowns than most boxers.
Yeah, and, like, they're not nice dogs. They're, like, war dogs.
Yeah. You ever seen the ones they drop out of helicopters? Yo, you think I'm fucking around. That shit would scare you.
It's a fucking paratrooper dog?
Oh, yeah, they drop them out with a parachute, and as it gets, like, 5-6 feet off the ground... It reaches down and pulls a release that lets go of the parachute, and it drops to the ground running. Hits the ground full speed.
You imagine you're like a cartel.
You would shit your pants,
you're like, or you're making like Shine in the Woods, and a helicopter flies by, and then dogs are coming down.
Are raining dogs.
Raining dogs?
Yeah, raining German Shepherds at full speed.
Are they also raining down cops with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to say, if the dogs go down with no cop to tell them to let go...
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of angry, like, fucking, we got to get these guys. Drop in the angry dogs.
Dude, it's fucking scary. Like, I will say, out on the res, I've been walking around on the res before.
Yeah.
And there's, like, 4 or 5 dogs. And I, like, get in my truck because I don't trust them.
No.
And I like dogs. I like dogs and no dogs. And out there, I'm like, I don't trust these motherfuckers.
You can tell by body. It's the same way you can tell a dude is crazy. You can look at a dog and be like, that dog's fucking nuts. And it's sitting there and it's like, it's not standing in a comfortable way. It's like,
yeah, and you're like, that thing will kill somebody.
That thing will kill something just because it can.
Yeah, because it wants it.
It's got, someone gave this dog bloodlust.
Yeah, one time, and it was like, that's all I need.
Yeah, I like ate a dude one time and it tasted the blood and it was like, that, I need that.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
There's dogs out there that I fucking can't stand.
There are, dude. I've been going down the deep hole on military tech lately.
Okay. Got a big Lockheed Martin fan.
Finally, this lady, I can't say her name. She's a very nice. She's a teacher. She's a very nice lady. She's my buddy's wife.
Does she have a code name that we could give her if we're talking like?
We'll call her.
What's her call sign?
La Grande Poubelle.
La Grande Poubelle, the big garbage.
She'll know who she is.
We got our call sign is Trash Woman.
Poubelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poobs.
Poobs.
Yeah,
Poobs.
right. So Poobs.
So I'm talking to Poobs, and Poobs is, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. We're chatting about. She was saying, her and her friend were saying that they saw a light show. Mm-hmm. Like one of those firework display drone light shows.
Yeah, yeah.
And so my wife, is talking and is like, yeah, like, it's so cool. And I'm like, no. And me and her right away are both like, that's some scary shit.
Yeah, that's what Russia-Ukraine is right now.
Yeah,
it's
we're
just
like
drones.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, that, you think that's fun? Like, that's not fun.
It's scary.
Like, that's terrifying display of military power.
Yeah.
That's not like, and it's like, well, what? They're drones. It's like, no. The key part of this is that it used to be really difficult to control a bunch of drones at once. It's all radio. Everything we use is radio. Even Bluetooth is radio. Wi-Fi is radio.
Yeah, you needed like one guy per.
Yeah, you needed one guy per drone to get a bunch of them, and those guys need to be in sync. Or if you were commanding them at once, you could only broadcast one signal to them, so then they all did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you can get them all to move in patterns and display and do their own things
it's terrifying.
From one control station is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, because it's not the dangerousness of them that's the hard
it's
part.
The coordination.
It's the coordination.
Yeah.
Because they've got drones that are like crippling airports because they've just got little bombs on them.
Yeah.
And they're just flying at planes and blowing up. And
Yeah.
then they've got drones like flying over the trenches with hand grenades attached to them.
Yeah, and they just drop.
Yeah.
And they know where each one dropped. And they pick up an explosion. They're like, cool, I need to go 6 feet past this mark.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And it's like they'll just bomb an entire trench in like 15 seconds.
And they're tiny.
Yeah.
And they're hard to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
so quick.
scary. It makes me scary about the Navy.
Yeah. Imagine you're just like out there in the forest and you're...
like 1,000 of them show up.
I'm pissing myself.
Dude, what would you do? Like, this
Nothing.
is what I've said is, what do you do? Like... Because you can equip them with way more than you can equip a soldier with. All right, like, let's get into this. Let's get into this, like, futuristic fear shit. Futuristic
fear of the future?
mongering, yeah.
I'm there.
Because I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared. So, like, all my military applications done to go back. I have one test I have to go do in February, and that's it. So, like, but now I'm, like, nervous.
Because you're going to get hit with the space laser, or you're going to get hit with the drones.
The space laser? They opened up about that. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, they're like, yeah, we can target specific colors. We can, like, pick a color and just everything that color, that it'll go a path. Everything that color combusts into flames.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't think
The
it's
US
a good
was like-
time to be a soldier.
No, dude. I don't know what I was thinking. So...
Because, you're the cheapest part of everything now.
Yeah.
Everything else is so much more expensive than you.
I know. Thank you.
I'm just saying, like...
So there's that. There's the drones, which are terrifying. You can equip them with all sorts. You can put, they prove this because Russia did this. You equip them with fucking heat vision. So they can see in temperature and they can swap between lenses. So they're like looking for temperature, looking through UV, looking through, like they go through all their different lenses that they look at, right?
Yeah.
And they can switch through them way faster than like anything else can. And then they attack according to. So they attacked a small ship. A bunch of guys jumped off ship because they got attacked by drones.
Yeah.
And then they're hiding underwater at the side of the ship to try and stay out of sight of it. Like ready to drown under the fucking hull.
Yeah.
And drones come down and are shooting at them through the water because they can see them with heat-seeking
That's terrifying.
vision. That's fucking scary.
It's Terminator.
So then Elon Musk who comes out in his fucking demonic samurai outfit, announcing says he's a dark magician.
Dark MAGA.
Yeah, dark MAGA. What? I'm dark MAGA? And then introduces his fucking Homo sapien, like, Homo erectus style AI. Yeah. And I was like, bro, we've seen this. It looks exactly like a iRobot.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, bro, and the thing that it came out in looks exactly like the iRobot thing. I'm like, we made a movie about this. Will Smith was on this shit.
Someone get Will Smith.
Somebody get Will Smith.
Like, if it makes you feel any better, half of those Homo sapien robots had people in them.
Really?
Yeah. The ones that were doing the really complex stuff had people in them.
Bullshit.
Yeah, they had people in them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they were like trying to demonstrate what they could be.
What is possible in the future?
Yeah.
Because I saw that, I was like, damn, I'm going to die at war.
Did you see Elon jumping around on stage?
Yeah, behind Trump, and Trump looks at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this pussy?
Okay, so he's doing that, so everyone's making fun of him on Twitter about jumping around like that, doing his like star pose.
Okay.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And Elon Musk's mom was like defending him and like responding to a bunch of people. And it's like, well, you really shouldn't make fun of people with developmental disabilities.
What?
Yeah, apparently because he's like autistic or something.
Man, shut the fuck up. He's also one of the wealthiest people on earth. He can get made fun of. Like, you can take a couple licks, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, imagine, that's almost more embarrassing than getting cooked for jumping around like that. It's like, oh my God, my fucking mom. Like, Mom, stop replying. It's making it worse.
Yeah, you're making everything worse.
Stop.
I'm wealthier than all of the people ripping on me combined. Yeah. It's fine.
I jumped around a little weird. Like, Mom, stop.
It's fine. Yeah, they can say whatever they want. Fuck.
That was weird. Like the dark MAGA thing.
Yeah, I was like, that's scary. Yeah. Why'd you say that, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. He's really gone off the rails, though.
He's going to a dark place.
He is.
Like, this is something I've noticed is I used to like Elon a lot. Like, I will say, like, I sucked Elon's dick for a while there.
Yeah.
But lately, in the last couple of years, he's been going down this, like, he very much lost his, what seemed like innocent autistic, like, I want to make the world better and I want to expand our horizons. And I was like, yo, I appreciate this guy's vision. Like, he wants something cool.
Yeah.
To now where he's like, I can I listen to him talk that he's like, you can manipulate every aspect of human life on Earth.
That's a normal thing to say.
And it's like, that is fucking dark, dude. And then he's talking about that, like, he wants to implement these humanoid robots to the point that he's like, well, you would have that working a job would just become optional. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't, because the wealthiest class of the world is never going to just give up all their money. They're going to just start replacing people with robots. Yeah. And then those people just don't have jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, what do you do for jobs? Well, you should have been more educated. Oh, I'm sorry. This was a real job 10 years ago.
You don't have to pay a robot hourly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they'll just buy them and replace. You'll have companies like Amazon and shit that'll be like, I don't need anyone.
Yeah.
I don't need any
employees. You don't have
employees.
to give them like maximum work days. You don't have to give them benefits.
They can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Exactly. People can't do that.
Every factory job ever. How many people work in factories in the world? How many people work in manufacturing? How many people are... management, middle management, as an entirety no longer needs to exist.
Yeah.
You no longer need middle management. So for everyone who worked a shit job and worked their way up into a better job, kiss your fucking ass goodbye.
It is
because
silly.
Your job, it is no longer going to exist because a robot is perfect for your job. It's more perfect for your job than a labor job. Because labor jobs, like if they break or something, or they're not able to do it, or like they don't have the dexterity, get that out of the way. But a humanoid robot can go around and tell people what to do all day.
Yep.
That's easy. And they can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So another thing that I'm thinking too, with the Tesla thing, because they keep talking about self-driving transport trucks. That's like a big thing that Tesla pushes, right?
Yeah.
They haven't gotten the electric truck.
Which employs an enormous amount of the population.
Yeah, I think truck driving is the #1 job in like 20 states.
Yeah, like it employs
a ton of people.
A ton of, I'm going to look it up real quick. Keep talking.
And it's like, man, why would you get behind the guy that's actively like out there talking about replacing your job? right?
Yeah.
Like a self-driving truck only needs to charge. It doesn't have like maximum hours it can go a day, right?
Holy fuck.
What?
Guess how many people just in the province of Ontario
Drive truck?
drive truck?
1.5 million.
No, that's crazy high. What?
That was a guess.
111,750.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a huge job.
Dude, that's a city.
Right?
That's a city
And
of
like
people.
you're talking about trucking on highways, you're talking about people driving smaller delivery trucks within cities. You're talking about people that drive trucks from like cargo stations, from like rail to like docks and stuff. There's a lot of them.
Canada's road network is shared by a wealth of different 20 million light vehicles, 750,000 medium and heavy.
That's like trucks.
Yeah, so 750,000 medium and heavy trucks, 15,000 public transit. Like all those jobs just gone. You're talking
bus
about
drivers.
Yeah, bus drivers and shit. Dude, you're literally talking about like
A huge chunk of our economy.
Dude, you're talking about like almost 30% of the fucking employment of our country.
Yeah.
Is it works in some form of replaceable driver.
Yeah, like transportation. You're talking
that's a
taxi drivers.
Taxi drivers, Uber drivers, any form of public transit, bus, subway, whatever.
Yeah.
Trams.
Forklifts,
anything in a factory that's driving around. Transport truck drivers, and then also any of the jobs that like move around the trailers between trucks and stuff.
Yeah, there's like tons of jobs that just
shuffling shit around.
Trains,
dude, like that's a lot of the world. And then honestly, like as much as it's like a lifelong dream to be a pilot, like I think pilots will be one of the first ones to go.
Yeah,
because pilots make a lot of money. That's a big amount of savings.
Like. Yeah, you would take a lot of people out of the workforce. You would have to have something in place to absorb that. Because, like, they figured...
You don't.
Like,
why do you have to? No, you have to because you're ethical.
Yeah.
You have to because you have a moral compass that you can't just put a 30% of the population out of work. Companies don't give a fuck. It's not even our government.
Yeah.
It's not even our government. It's companies that are like, fuck that. Like, fuck that. Why would we fucking do? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we front the fucking, $10 million investment, and now we don't ever have to pay an employee again, ever.
Yeah.
We have to pay, a couple mechanics to go around maintaining these things?
Yeah.
Or you just someone opens up a fucking maintenance depot where your whole job is doing maintenance on these things.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at here is, like, we can't just keep doing stuff like this forever, because if people don't make money, then they can't spend anything, right? And then economies don't move, right?
But I don't... What happens?
Right.
At some point, you're going to have this really hard adjustment period where you have, like, millions of people that are homeless.
Yeah.
Like, literally homeless and dying.
Because what's the point
of making... And then whoever's left after that, which will be only the people that had money to start.
Mm-hmm. But then they're lower class.
But they become lower class. The middle ones. The upper class they're untouched.
Yeah, but like in that subsect of people, right? There's still going to be a hierarchy.
There's going to be a hierarchy, and they're going to drop. And then what you're going to see is eventually those people are just going to become like... They'll get the universal basic income that gets introduced.
Yeah.
They'll get that, and then they'll just become, they don't ever work and they don't do anything. But in the meantime, in the period of transition between those two stages, this end stage of like people not working and now, you're going to have millions of people die.
Yeah.
Because they'd never had enough money.
Yeah, like Ford figured it out when they first started making cars, is they realized that like, if you paid your employees like decently, then they could afford to like buy the cars they make.
Yeah, and you'll just perpetuate your own business. It's the same theory for anyone who's working a restaurant. What do you get if you go to a restaurant? If you work in a restaurant and you go back into that restaurant, you get half off and you get a beer free. Usually a couple.
Because then you spend a chunk of your paycheck.
Chunk of your paycheck back into the restaurant, which keeps that restaurant going.
Yeah.
That money never leaves.
Yeah, it never leaves. It's in your pocket for a little bit, But essentially, they've just paid you less because that's like your leisure spot or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that is a thing that restaurants love to do. It's smart and it works.
Yeah, that's why restaurants do industry nights and stuff like that. Because even if it's not the same company, you'll get restaurant workers from other places
coming in.
It's like one big shared...
Come on down to Toboggan.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
Yeah, if you want to... You want to cut
bleep
that?
over that.
Okay, I'll
don't
bleep
cut
the
it,
name.
just bleep it.
Just bleep it?
Let me be like...
Yeah, if you want to go see your favorite podcaster, Christian Grifferty, in person and bug him while he's working, go there.
Fuck yeah, it's an open kitchen. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, go find him. Harass him while he's busy.
Yeah, I would love that.
That's a really good time.
Yeah, my name is... my name is...
Start name dropping other people. Yeah, Josh Barrel isn't my real name. My actual real name. And I live at...
Yeah. You can find me driving a Ford Escape.
What you're going to want to do is call this phone number every single day and ask for me.
Yeah, here, so the phone number is 555...
Yeah, you should do that. Have you been approached in public recently about the pod?
I got approached at work.
Yeah, I got approached at work the other day, too.
Yeah, I got approached at work working, and I went to leave, and then I was like, oh, hey.
Was it a friend?
It was, not a friend. Like, I've met the guy.
Yeah. It always surprises me. It's like someone who I haven't talked to in like 2.5 years will walk by, and they'll be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, how are you? They're like, great episode this week. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were.
Yeah, you're listening, yeah.
Okay, great.
Dude, it's because we're blowing up.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're blowing up.
We are. Like, you know what? You keep at it.
The grind.
You keep at it. You keep at the grind. And, like, shit, it could be fucking 6 years from now that all of a sudden you just explode overnight.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Like, you hit a point. I think you eventually hit a point of growth where, like, it all of a sudden is like...
Well, yeah, the more people listen, the more they recommend it.
And we've got the Reasonable Doubt Studios is launching another podcast soon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Don't go into too much detail.
I'm not going to.
Because you've teased this before. And
I know, and I've been working on it for a while. I know, I should apologize. I'm sorry. Because I've been working on it for a while.
Yeah?
Yeah, should I turn this down just a little bit?
Why, are you getting loud?
There we go. So I've been working on this for a while, and it's like I do have an episode recorded. I'm recording another episode soon.
Okay.
And then
you want 4 episodes done before you post.
This is the thing. So I have this first episode. I have a second one that'll be done before the end of the month, and then I'm doing a third one
baby boy.
soon after that, and then the fourth one I don't even know who I'm gonna do for a fourth one yet. But the point being, I'm going to get a bunch done, and then we're launching another one. It's going to be Reasonable Doubt Studios. We're going to grow ourselves into a massive studio company.
Yeah.
And we're going to have billions of dollars. We're going to have staff.
We're going to have secretaries that we can slap on the ass like Mad Men.
Oh, dude, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, the whole dream is to build an office big enough that you can cheat on your wife with employees.
Yeah. Well, I want...
Yeah.
So good, man. What happened to the 20s?
Yeah, come give me a latte.
Yeah.
And then she comes back in, you like pinch her ass a little bit.
You're
getting fat.
Whatever happened in 1935, you know?
Drunk at lunch.
Yeah, you look
drunk driving your car with no seatbelt.
No seatbelt, being like, that's fine.
Your horn sounds like it's like a little rubber ball on a horn.
They used to have those.
Yeah. Turn signals weren't even a thing yet. You had to like put your arm out the window. Those were the days.
What the fuck happened?
What happened to us?
I know.
Yeah, that's the dream. It's to turn this international.
Well, no, that's what I've been thinking. I've been meditating on this, on the fucking turning us into studios.
Okay.
Turn us into a studio.
Okay, where we have others.
We have a bunch.
We got people working for us.
That's the thing. Why not have other podcasts?
And then we don't even have to record podcasts. We'd be like Barstool.
Well, no, we would still do a podcast.
Yeah, it would be the flagship.
It'd be the flagship podcast. It's gonna be. But then you just have other people doing podcasts like under our name, and like we juice them up on the account or whatever when we need them to get like some numbers.
Like Barstool or whatever.
Barstool, YMH Studios does that. Yep. There's a bunch of people doing that. And that's fresh. There's only like 4 people doing that.
All right.
I actually think we should be on that because we were late coming on the podcast game. We talked about the podcast for
Like,
people that don't know.
if we had started it when we had first started talking about it, that would have been
we'd have been doing this for like
But
a
then
decade.
we waited until everyone else had one, and we were like, well, fuck it, fine.
Yeah, I guess we'll do it now. Fuck. No, yeah, we're going to just go hard on the podcast, I think.
Yep.
And I've been looking at some shit. Dude, how much do you trust? I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, Temu, what's your thoughts?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude, but there's some cool shirts on there that I really like. I feel
Are they
weird
like
about
Assassin's Creed shirts?
Dude, yes.
They're like, yeah, okay. From what I understand of those shirts, you have to be ripped. The like you're talking about like tight ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be ripped. If you're any sort of soft and doughy,
it shows. Okay.
And it's like, wow, there's the chubby guy in the Temu shirt.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that. And the other one I've been on lately is AliExpress.
I trust AliExpress. I bought stuff.
I trust AliExpress. Some shit just never comes. Microchips. Because I tried to make... I don't know if I told you about this. I tried to make...
A bomb.
No.
Oh.
I tried to make a tracking system. I bought this little CPU thing that plugged into my fucking computer. And I could, like, give it a program. And I tried to get...
a Raspberry Pi type thing? Like a Raspberry Pi or...
No, I don't even know. Like,
Okay.
It didn't come with a name.
Oh, that's sketchy. You plugged it into your computer?
Yeah. It's fine. It was just blank. There's nothing on it. So you can just
Sure.
upload something to it, right?
That's
Maybe.
trustworthy of you.
I know, a brand new laptop, too.
Brand new laptop. Got like, just let me log into my
Brand new,
bank and then plug this in.
$4,000 laptop. So I tried to make a tracking system so that I could do 2 little points on Google Maps on my phone and have the Google Maps on this follow it, and then that was connected to a right and left adjustment for the trolling motor for my boat, so that I could set 2 points on the lake and it would auto adjust my trolling motor to keep me like slowly bopping along to this spot. The problem is,
You can only do it in straight lines.
like, I didn't know how to program in on averages. Like, I wasn't doing actual programming.
Yeah.
I need to learn, like, actual code
Right.
to be able to teach it a code that does averages. Because it basically got real hot real fast because it thinks that, like, the waves
Yeah.
go, right? So I was, like, simulating a bathtub. So I have, like, waves. And the waves go, and it's ultra sensitive with its GPS.
Right.
So as it kind of does this, where it turns around, like, which is kind of what
It
you
freaks
do.
out.
It freaks out and is like, bah, 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 like trying to adjust this fucking thing constantly.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to keep you on a perfectly straight path.
Right.
And it's like, well, it can't be perfectly straight. You need, like, kind of an average, like, maybe make an adjustment every 15 seconds.
Right.
To, like, readjust and then readjust. And you slowly travel along this path.
Yeah, you just... I mean, if you were on a road,
Yeah.
like, it makes sense.
Like,
You just put that machine through hell.
Yeah,
You're like,
I
keep
did.
me straight. And
Yeah.
then swung it around.
I burnt out, too. Like, I burnt out a diode on it, and I burnt out one of the resistors, like, pretty quick.
You turned it on, and it was like, ah!
I was like, oh my God!
What are you trying to make me do?
Yeah, it freaked the fuck out. I feel bad about it. Like, I didn't
It's
mean
okay.
to.
It's a machine.
Yeah, like,
When the machines rise up, they'll know you did that because it'll talk to them.
I really
They'll
want...
find it and be like, who did this to you?
I want to learn how to do it. Like, I want to learn the code necessary to do it. Because there's a way... Like, I understand how it would make sense. Because I never had access to this in the military. I wasn't at that point in my training
Right.
that I had access to that. But
So do you want something that will do that for your boat? Or do you want the experience of doing it yourself?
what do you mean?
Like,
I want to make the program myself.
okay, because I'm sure you could find something that does this.
That auto adjusts?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, but I would like to make it myself.
Yeah, if you want to make it yourself, then yeah, by all means.
Yeah, because I think it's interesting. Don't you?
I was wondering
program a couple chipboards to like
yeah.
fucking auto adjust your
I liked
trolling
programming
motor. It's
when
cool,
when I did it
right?
in college and stuff. I like
Yeah.
programming. It was fun.
So let's fucking program.
But the thing is, I'm not the guy that's good at programming.
No.
No, the guy that's good at programming hasn't cut his hair in 2 years.
And
he
can
hum
sit-
starts inside. He drinks nothing but like chocolate milk and Diet Mountain Dew.
And he can sit there and program for hours.
And he'll smoke a little weed, he'll put on some trance music and just be like, boom, 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 and he'll just do that for 12 hours straight. I can't do that. I gotta have a comfy chair.
You can't do it for an hour. You need to sit down and write code for like 6 hours.
Yeah, because I noticed that when I was writing code for projects before I dropped out, it was like I needed to get on a roll.
Yeah, you need to be in it.
And it took me like an hour to get into a roll. And
it's
then
like it's like playing Skyrim.
Yeah. And then I was like 2 hours of like solid work.
Yeah.
And then it would be like, okay, your brain you can't do any more of this.
That's why they drink so much caffeine.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm that
then
guy.
They just crash.
Yeah, and then they just sleep for 24 hours.
And wake up and start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, actually.
Yeah, those guys are different.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to be a coding prodigy, I think it would have happened by now.
Yeah, mechanical stuff, I'm very, very inclined for.
Yeah.
And I understand all the mechanisms that need to happen, but I do frequently run into stuff like that. Like, even with that, I'm like, okay, like, I can give it a GPS coordinate, and it'll follow it, and it knows to follow it. And I put in a program that I downloaded offline that was like, to tell it left and right, and then I can like adjust the degrees at which it's correcting, so it's like doing micro adjustments. That makes sense, and I can piece that together. I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah,
I can hook this up. I can hook up all the gears necessary for this. Perfect.
But it's the advanced level programming stuff.
It's okay. Well, now I need a program that does averages. I need a delay. I can't have it live adjusting. That's just too much. It needs to be adjusting like every 15 seconds, pick up a reading. If it's more than a half degree off course or more than 4 degrees off course, then it makes an adjustment. You know what I mean? And like have it only work like that. Like, I understand what needs to go into the program. I just don't know how to do the programming.
Yeah.
I understand what it would take.
Yeah.
What it would take, you know?
Just the logistics of actually doing it.
Yeah, it's that, okay, well, how do I even write that into a program?
I did know one dude when I went to high school who was really, really, really good at programming. Like, we had like grade 11 and 12, you could take it at our school. And it was like this kid always had like a bit of a hard time making friends, right? Like, he was just like a little off. And then the second he took that programming class, it's like, we could see a change in him, like his whole world opened up. It's like, oh, this is what my brain is for.
Yeah.
Like my brain figures this shit out really easily. And quick. He was doing like university level stuff when we were in high school, just because it was like, it was a breeze to him.
Yeah.
And I'm a little jealous of that sometimes.
Dude, man, sometimes I feel like a fucking idiot because I've always felt that way about boats. I love boats and propulsion. I don't know why. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't know any models of boats, but I love boats. That's why I went to the Navy. But I love boats and I love the propulsion.
This is fucking crazy from the guy that makes fun of me every time I see a train. Okay? Just saying. I'm just saying, it's a different type of transport. I like rails, you like water.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
So every time a train goes by and I look at it, I don't want to hear you going, oh, there he goes. Yeah, I don't want to hear that anymore.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know all the models, but I like the, like, one thing I've always dreamt of doing is a boat where you have 4 tubes going through the hull.
Okay.
Like, take 4 4-inch tubes going through the hull, and you stick a propeller in the center of that tube, and then have it submersed. So a portion of the hull is submersed.
Yeah.
And each of those, it's like jet propulsion. I think applies somewhat to the same thing. I've never looked into jet propulsion that much.
Maybe.
But basically, that you have like turbines inside of there that are sucking water in and blowing it out the back. But you would be able to maintain like this perfect level on the boat because it would need the front end to dip down. And if you didn't have the motor in the back, like you change weight displacement, dude, you could get a fucking scary fast boat.
Isn't that a way to make boats kind of sneaky? Like, I think certain boats do that.
Do what?
Like, because there's less like chop coming out the back.
Right? Jet boats have less chop coming out the back, I think.
Yeah.
And they're stupid fast.
Like, this isn't...
Like, I thought about putting a jet ski, so I have that 12-foot aluminum.
You're going to put a jet ski in the middle of it?
I was going to cut out the bottom center of it and then put the whole like the entire mechanism of the jet ski itself in the bottom and then weld it in
Would
place.
you steer it with the handlebars?
Like, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could do that. That actually would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just attaching a boat to the outside of a jet ski.
Basically.
Yeah.
And just have that as my fishing boat so that I can, like, hammer it down the river. Guys do it. Guys do it online. It looks fun.
Like, all right, guys, great fishing. Thank you. See you later.
I did meet this guy. He's a Dutch engineer, and he came up with a boat that's its own trailer. Mm-hmm. Have you seen these?
No.
So the boat itself comes out, and then it's like an amphibious boat. Mm-hmm. So it pulls up, and like you're not landing gear, your like trailer wheels pop out of it.
Okay.
And then it lifts itself up, and then you hook it onto a trailer and you tow it along.
Sounds fantastic.
It'd be fucking wonderful, right?
Yeah. What you got to get is one of those like Vietnam era amphibious tanks.
Oh, dude.
Where the treads push the water.
You know what I saw online was a fucking like the Tiger tank. You know what I'm talking
World
about?
War II?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. There's one online right now for like $30,000.
No way that's authentic of the time.
Dude, it is. Yeah.
Does it run?
Yes.
No chance.
It runs. And obviously no
cannon?
No cannon or anything.
Just the bottom?
And both tracks are damaged.
Okay.
He says that. He's like, both tracks are damaged. The pulleys are fine, but the track itself is damaged. You'd have to rebuild the tracks.
Yeah.
But it runs and drives.
You got to be careful with those because I know we rebuilt that Sherman.
Yeah.
In London, the Holy Roller. You can't drive those on roads because they're so heavy.
Oh, it'll just chew the asphalt.
Chews the asphalt up.
Yeah.
Because I forget there's like a mathematical law about it. It's like if something is twice as heavy on the road, it's 10 times more damaging. I forget what it's called. But then if something's like twice as heavy as that, it's 100 times more damaging than the first thing. Like, the reason roads get all fucked up is because of trucks. It's not really because of cars and bikes or whatever.
Really?
They barely touch it. Like, if you're just having, like...
transports and, like, things towing
delivery
shit.
trucks and, heavy, full shit. But if you were just driving, like, light sedans
all
over
day.
Road, like, it would last.
That's why roads in, like, super nice neighborhoods last forever. Because everyone's driving fucking sedans all day.
Or, like, roads in big cities where there's truck bans.
Yeah.
They last much, much longer.
Yeah.
Because it's just light cars driving over them. That can't,
Yeah, fair enough.
But
That's cool.
those tanks weigh... They're so fucking heavy because they're just made of like riveted steel.
Yeah. Oh, it's and then the tracks come down to actual points.
Yeah, because they're made to chew up dirt.
Yeah. So your weight displacement, like sure you've got a bunch of them, but your contact point is down to points, literal points.
Yeah, it's not a rubber tire, but they were gonna drive the tank from the shop to its spot, and the city was like, nope. No, you're fucking not, because we'd have to replace all of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing that, so they had to bring it in on a truck.
What, you ever watch Mr. Robot?
No, but I hear it's great.
Dude, Mr. Robot's phenomenal. What's his name?
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Dude, he's great. You should watch that show. Okay. It would inspire you to get back into programming.
I don't know if I need to get back into programming.
Dude, he has like a morphine addiction.
Whoa!
I know, yeah.
That rocks.
Oh, it's
Nerds
awesome.
get addicted to weird drugs.
Nerds do get addicted to weird drugs, and I've thought, like, maybe I should take up, like, a weird drug addiction.
Ketamine. Get addicted to K.
Like, something like that, yeah. Like, just something
where you,
strange.
Like, cook your brain so bad that you don't even know it's real.
Yeah, and you're just, like, a genius at something.
Yeah, like, it just gets you, like, wicked. Yeah, but you become a genius at, like, identifying apples.
Yeah. Something strange. I don't know. You need a weird drug addiction, I think, to do anything really successful with computers.
That's true. Yeah, like what we do on computers is the surface level of what they can do.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Yeah, I get drunk and I play video games. They're doing that to the nth degree.
I've thought about trying to smoke a bunch of weed and learn Fruity Loops better.
Yeah.
I don't know how
those
that would
programs, go. Like, the barrier to entry on them is so high.
Dude, people don't understand, like, I learned Fruity Loops 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's different.
And I downloaded Fruity Loops again, and I'm like, damn, I can barely put shit together, and I used to be able to like make beats.
Yeah.
And I like can barely do anything.
Just get the old version again.
You can't.
You'd have to pirate it.
You have to pirate it.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm like, well, fucking, like, I don't even know where to go for this stuff anymore. What happened to LimeWire and FrostWire?
Pirate Bay's still up.
Pirate Bay's still going?
Pirate Bay's still up.
For,
that's
like,
what I got
apps and everything?
That's what I got all your movies for. That's how I got my entire Adobe suite.
Really?
Yep.
Pirate Bay.
The Pirate Bay. It's still up.
Damn.
Yeah, I fucking... Okay, this is the thing. Software, you used to be able to buy it. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, $99. I bought this program.
Yeah.
If it gets updates, I get the updates. If it's a huge update, maybe you pay another $20.
Yep.
Everything now is a subscription.
Which I hate.
And I will be dead in the fucking ground before I spend $90 a month on Adobe.
Yeah.
That's how much it is.
That's what I'm looking at with, like, Fruity Loops is like, well, I'm not paying the subscription of, like, whatever it is, $40, $50 a month. You know?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Anyways, we're back.
Yeah.
Duty called.
Yeah, I fucking Fruity Loops is pissing me off. The subscriptions drive me nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. Everything's subscriptions.
I want to be able to buy a program. Like, there's no way. I kind of think that there's no way that, like, Kanye pays the subscription.
To, like, Ableton or whatever the fuck he uses.
And, like, Pro Tools and shit.
Yeah, no way. He's playing on a cracked version from 2014.
He must be, yeah. He must be. And I would think that he probably goes to them and is like, fuck you, give me everything you got, and I'll give you this money, and we're done.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
He doesn't want it. Because the other thing is, the subscription means they're constantly tied into your computer, which I don't want. Why?
Yeah.
I want to be able to use it offline. Do you need to be online all the time using this?
No, if you get a good pirated version,
No, but if you get a subscription version,
yes,
every time you use it, you have to be online.
Yeah, it'll have to check because it'll check for updates. So that's what they say.
Yeah, like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I want it offline.
I know. I miss it. When it used to be able to just buy Photoshop. Like,
yeah,
you
and
have
you just had
Photoshop
Photoshop now.
And then it's like 2 years later, they're like, we have a new one. You can buy it or just keep using the one you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss that.
What do you... So, you think you can get Ableton and shit? Like,
yeah, sure.
on Pirate Bay?
Yep.
Damn, we should fucking start making beats.
You want to get into programming, making beats?
Did I tell you... last thing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we're there, eh?
Something that I've been excited to tell you.
Yeah.
I think you'll appreciate this. I am working my way through the Kanye discography chronologically.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
Like, first time?
like, sitting down and going through it start to finish? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Have you done that?
Yeah, of course.
All the way through, like, with
Kanye
Donda
fan.
and everything in it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, I've listened to... Okay,
I've listened
maybe
to
the
all
last
of them.
couple I haven't, like, started from College Dropout.
That's what I mean.
I've done that definitely up until... what was it called? Yay.
Yay. That's pretty
Yeah,
recent.
either Yay or Kids See Ghosts. Like, one of those two.
Or Yeezus, Kids See Ghosts.
Definitely Yeezus. Yeah, Yay was the one with the mountains and the green writing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some, like, Graduation's great. I love Graduation. There's some fucking bad songs on there.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say.
Drunken Hot Girls.
Drunken Hot Girls is good. I love that song.
Do you really?
Yeah,
It's so bad. Wow, whatever song he's got in there with Lil Wayne. I forget what that is.
Fuck.
But
Okay.
that's really bad.
So here's my take.
Yeah.
College Dropout's good.
Yeah.
Late Registration. I think Late Registration's a mid album.
Do you really?
I've never had this opinion before, but I went back and, like, listening to it start to finish. I'm like,
It's also
fine.
aged.
It's fine. It didn't age well.
Yeah.
College Dropout's aged extremely well.
It has. Well, that's like one of the best.
Graduation, still great.
One of the best, yeah.
Then 808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah.
808s and Heartbreaks is a shit album.
I've always said this.
Have you?
I've always
It's
said
a shit
this.
album.
And people cook me for it all the time.
Dude, I know. I got cooked for it. I was talking to my cousin about it. He's like, nah, dude, you're wrong. Like, he's like, there's good songs on there. What about Pinocchio's Story? What about fucking Heartless? What was the other one?
Like, Heartless is a good song.
Heartless is a good song.
On a
Pinocchio's Story.
shit album.
Pinocchio Story's mid. What's the other one? Love Sick something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, they're okay, but the whole rest of the album's trash. Like, it's not good.
Yeah, it's just...
And then not only that, then you follow it up with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fancy.
10.
That is 10 out of 10 start to finish.
Yeah, I know.
You can literally put on the entire fucking album.
And I have.
The only song where I'm like, damn, I wish this was better is Monster.
Yeah.
Monster starts off fucking hot.
With
It's
Nicki
good.
Minaj?
No, like just the beginning, like it's so good.
Well, one,
Bitch, I'm a monster, no good blood sucker. Yeah, that motherfucker now look who's in trouble. Like, it's so good, and then you have like a mid verse. Jay-Z's verse is okay.
No, Jay-Z's verse is ass. It's the worst part of that song.
And then, but Nicki
Ghouls, goblins, zombies with no conscience. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like Nicki Minaj's verse is good, and
Yes.
Rick Ross says that little piece, and it's like, okay, the song could be better.
Kanye West samples, here's ones for example. That is awful. But the rest of like that whole album, I love it. It's funny because it's goofy. Like the parts I don't like about Monster because they're goofy.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z's a little goofy on it. Like
What's your favorite Kanye album?
Yeezus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeezus.
Yeah, I know.
Mine's Life of Pablo.
I like that one a lot. I like them all a lot. Really.
I like Life of Pablo because I think it's an art piece.
Yeah, he also changed it like 5 times.
Yeah, I know. The very first one was really good, and the third edit he put out was good.
Yeah, I think there were a few songs that were like, he didn't mix right.
Yeah.
I think Life of Pablo was when he started getting off his meds and shit.
No, he rushed it out, he said.
Yeah.
I can't remember
but
what it was
delayed.
for. Yeah, it was delayed, but he still was like rushing it. He wasn't ready to put it out.
Yeah.
And then he kept making amendments to it, like No More Parties in LA like has like fucking 10 different versions.
Yeah.
That he's like totally changed the song. I like it though. Ultra Light Beam.
Yeah, I know.
Brings fucking tears to my eyes every time, dude.
Yep.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I really like Yeezus. It's hard. Bound 2 is a great song.
Yeah, it is.
Strange Fruit.
Black Skinhead.
Black Skinhead.
Yeah.
Like, it's all...
It's good.
And he's very obviously trying to rip off Death Grips a little bit.
Yeah.
But he made, like, Death Grips for people that aren't fans of Death Grips.
Yeah.
Because, like, I like Death Grips... sometimes,
but I can't just throw them on.
And also, I don't play it in front of other people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna throw on the Money Store with my like girl in the car.
Yeah, or like, can you imagine like hanging out? You got your like aunts and uncles with you. You're like, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. Yeah,
pow, pow.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is
it's
this?
like I love this music with no melody.
Yeah,
that rocks.
Yeah, it's all over the place too, and you're like, damn.
All right, buddy.
All right, folks.
I think we are there.
Stay reasonable.
Keep doubting.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
Good
Stay
night.
reasonable.
Keep doubting. Love you.
Reasonable Doubt Podcast. If you guys like funny, hilarious, goofy, goober, silly boys podcast, that is a good place to find yourself.
That was a good